I wanted to ask you about this story, which always amuses me. Go woke, go broke, we like to say here. There's a company called Cracker Barrel. I think they're a kind of restaurant chain and in the southern states. And they've their traditional logo had a kind of guy sitting on a barrel, and this has been rebranded and, wait for it, decolonized. The new woke CEO has come out and said, oh, no, we've got this brand new, exciting new logo, which looks pretty ordinary to me. What did you make of it? I'll just play you the woke CEO first. And do you think we're going to see another Bud Light type thing happening? But just have a listen to her first.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
So, Natalie, the logo at the top had a kind of nice drawing of a guy sitting there on the barrel, and that's a bit of history there. The new logo on the right of the screen now is so boring and unimaginative. What did you make of this story, Natalie?
Well, I think the stock price doesn't quite comport with what she was saying there. But look, you hit the nail on the head, right? This, I think, is sort of a quintessentially vintage Americana brand in the same way that Bud Light is very American. The typical advertisements that people who drink it are real red-blooded, patriotic Americans. And I think that there's some sick, twisted glee that people on the left derive from destroying these sort of culturally nostalgic brands for what is American identity. And instead of creating these new companies or creating these new visions, those oftentimes fail, they feel the need to just decimate and destroy what already exists and sort of imbue it with their sense of the world, which is not at all, not just what the shareholders want, but what the customers want. And it's this very weird, like, controlling dynamic. And I think you see it in the same way that you've seen the Democrats have this glee, almost sadistic glee over trying to take over Texas. They love destroying what is iconically American. And I think this is just sort of a corporate rendition of that.
Absolutely. And Natalie, and I think it's the perfect metaphor because they remove the character and the history, but they don't put anything in its place. It's not like there's some new thing to come. It's just all about getting rid of the past with no new ideas. It's ridiculous. Now, we spoke last week about cleaning up Washington, D.C. You spend a lot of time there, obviously. Already, there are people I've seen on X and elsewhere saying, wow, it's a different place. It's smart and bright and shiny. Crime statistics, apparently, even just a week in or 10 days in, are right down. The White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, had a real go at those who were protesting. I love this. Have a listen.
So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old, and we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people.
So, Natalie, other than the white hippies, old white hippies protesting, how are people in D.C., have they noticed a difference on the ground in Washington, D.C.?
Well, it's a week without a murder, and I think at the point in which you're celebrating that, that probably tells you that you've got a problem with the city you live in, if that's a data point that we can even count. I mean, the percentages, whether it's homicides, attempted arrests, carjackings, the rates to which they're down is wild. Carjackings, 83%, robberies down by 46%, violent crime, 22%, car theft, 21%. But I think it goes back to sort of the Trump playbook, which is just letting law enforcement do what they need to do instead of tying their hands behind their back. You saw it happen at the border. I think you've seen it with a lot of the arrests, not just that are going on in D.C., but elsewhere, the deportations, right? They're just empowering law enforcement officials, you know, supplementing a lot of it with the military or other levers of power, but they're just doing what the laws are on the books. It's not all that radical, despite what, you know, the same people in D.C. who wanted to throw the book at every Jan 6 protester ever, now all of a sudden they hate police presence, yet they love to see the National Guard mobilized post Jan 6, 2020.
Natalie Winter's always great to chat to you, and we'll chat to you again very soon.